Well, the NFL on EA Sports has moved across the Atlantic to the capital city of London, England. Coming up, another edition of the NFL International Series, and it should be a good one, between the Dallas Cowboys and our home team. Crosby on now to kick it away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Now the first carry for Ezekiel Elliott. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 28-yard line.
Three yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. On the counter, Elliott. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Give him 14 on that one and a first down. Well, one unit I know you want to watch is that offensive line. If they keep clearing holes like that, it could be a long night defensively.
No doubt about it, because when they are in sync, as we're seeing so far, when that continuity is there, and you can see that they're playing off of each other while controlling the defensive front linebackers, you're exactly right. It could be a very long night for the defense because someone's going to run for some big yardage.
Pretty nice work defensively there on the first down run as they hold him to a gain of a couple. The tackle made by Blake Martinez.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
Run for Pollard, and he'll only get a yard, maybe 2, up to the 46.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things, but the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
They just get the play off. Now Prescott. And that is incomplete. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning. Hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. Okay, look at this. The punt team nowhere to be found. They're on the sidelines. Offense going to go for this on the opening drive. And now this is going to be close. The defense says they stopped him, and they did. A surprising move here on the opening drive of the game. And this crowd loves it as their guys hold on the opening drive. So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10. Now the man from UTEP, this is Aaron Jones. And he's got this one across midfield into Cowboy territory. Jalen Smith, the Notre Dame man, in on the tackle.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down, a very solid gain on that play.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Rodgers with a give. It's Aaron Jones. It'll be a pickup of a couple, and it leaves him with a 3rd and 3.
It's a gain of 2. Brings up 3rd and 3.
18. Get him! Get 300!
Rodgers going to try and throw on 3rd down. And Adams has it complete. And he's got this down a yard or 2 shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds. Rodgers finding Adams for a Packer first.
First down. First and 10 at the 41-yard line.
Let's go. Watch the out. Kill. Next one.
Now a first down carry by Jones. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And that'll make this a 2nd and 13.
Oh, yeah. 26. Here we go. 58. Plant. Check. 48. Go.
And now a timeout called by the Cowboys defense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter.
Check. Block 54. Hey, check 26. Right there. 54. Hey, echo. 54. Box it. Check right 54. Right 54. Let's go.
Now on 2nd and 13. Rodgers. Oh, he's got a man wide open. Complete. A good pickup there. 13 yards as they get closer for 3rd down.
I don't care who you put on him. He's going to be a handful in one-on-one throws.
Yeah, right now, you're right. They're in man-to-man. Maybe need some safety help.
I would say that'd be a good idea. Double team him somehow. I'm going to have to make someone else beat me rather than let him shred my defense.
158. Switch. Big air. Jam. Right now, you got 58.
They'll try and run for it with Jones. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. They'll be marked inches short. No gain on the play. And that's going to lead them to 4th down. From here, this would have been a 48-yarder, but no, they're going to go for it. They'll run it with Jones. And he's able to get the first here as he's taken down at the 25. Well, we kind of looked at each other as they decided to go for it, but in the end, great execution, a 6-yard gain, and it all works out.
1st and 10 at the 25-yard line.
The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. Now a draw play. This is Jones. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. No score after one on EA Sports. The Packers with the football here to begin the second quarter as they've got it with a 1st and 10.
Let's go. Green 18. Let's go. Get that ball. Hey, Delta.
On 1st and 10, here's Rodgers. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
I think we'll see more of them trying to get him the football out of the backfield. They love what he can do in open space, and they believe that he creates mismatches they can exploit.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
48, come on. I got it. Number 50. Hey, you block over here. 48, come on. 48, come on.
Now Rodgers going to throw again toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Chances are good he's going to be a very busy guy. 2 catches already in this opening drive, and they were looking his way for a 3rd.
I think they put this defense on notice that could be a really, really frequent combination. This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. From the gun, it's Rodgers. And they're going to get him. They bring him down to the sack back at the 16-yard line. You never want to give up a sack. From the O-line's perspective, they hate it for several reasons, especially because they felt like they let little brother down back there in the pocket.
Oh, no doubt. They have a ton of pride, and they go into every job wanting to keep that guy clean. They want that uniform with no grass stains, no dirt, nothing on it, but it's really, really difficult. You're talking about some terrific athletes who are trying to put him on the ground.
After the made field goal, now Crosby will do the kickoff duties. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. This one a little slow to get cooking. Just a 3-0 scoreline as they begin with a 1st and 10. They'll start the drive with Elliott. Yeah, give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6.
6 man. Check 3.
From the pistol, here's Elliott. Just a gain of a yard there, and now it'll be 3rd down.
Some of these play calls, I think they're a little conservative, but you know me, because it's easy to sit up in this booth, right, and make all the calls and think I'm going to be correct. But I would like to see them open things up, because otherwise this defense is just going to gang up on the run and shut them down.
The Packers bringing in an extra member of the secondary here to try for the 3rd down stop.
24 is the mic. Well, baby, come on, let's go. 24 is the mic. He don't know no better. Here we go, 46. 24 is the mic. Watch his flat, watch his flat.
Throwing, Prescott. Cooper's got it. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Cooper's first catch, and good for a 1st down.
But we're used to seeing the guy that you consider the number one receiver double covered. But how about this guy? He's double covered and finds a way to make the play for a first down.
That's how you increase your Madden rating, right?
No doubt about that at all. And you know something? I think we'll hear about that from him soon.
A first down carry by Elliott. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first. So into Packer territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
Hey, kill. Check, 42's the mic.
They keep on the ground with Elliott. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43.
Let's talk a little football 101 here, because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on first down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
Pollard going to try the right side. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3.
It's a gain of 3. Brings up 3rd and 2.
So 3rd and 2. This quite possibly 4-down territory, though, if they're stopped. They'll try and run for it with Elliott. And he gets it to the 32. Good enough for a first down. It goes as a gain of 8, and it moves the chains. So after a good run by Zeke, another 1st and 10. Second quarter, 2 minutes remain. 3-0 our score.
Let's go.
We remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll take you to Orlando and Jonathan Coachman. Coach will have highlights and analysis of this first half, one that's featured no touchdowns as of yet on either side.
So his job's a little bit easier for this halftime.
We need to give the coach some highlights here.
Yes, we do.
Give him 10 there. Good enough for a Cowboy first down. All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. 10th carry now for Elliott. And he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level, because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat? And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. On 2nd and 9, Prescott. And that is caught, but he will come down out of bounds, says the side judge. Incomplete. And an incomplete pass. That'll stop the clock here with just under a minute to play in half number 1. The Cowboys on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 9.
Watch out. We're going to 54. Hey, 50.
From the shotgun, it's Prescott. And he's able to hook up with Michael Gallup. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
I think a lot of people ask the same question all the time. Why do we see so many slants in the red zone? Well, the windows are tighter. Everything's more condensed. It has to be quicker, and you've got to deliver the ball on time. Your biggest worry, ball gets tipped in the air.
And he'll get in. Touchdown, Cowboys. A 5-yard touchdown run, and the Cowboys have taken the lead.
And while that touchdown does not give them an insurmountable lead, it's still a lead, and that always feels good to a team.
They'd love to take that into the lockers, but a little time left on that clock, so some work to do.
I like that. I like how you're guarding against a letdown there.
Already looking forward.
Coaching them up from right up here in the booth.
Following the touchdown, here's Marr to kick it away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
The Packers take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. Inside of a minute left in the half. Does the fact that you're down on the scoreboard influence what you do, or I guess don't do on this final drive?
It certainly does, but what influences me even more is who I've got running my football team out on the field and the weapons around him. Can he make a play? Can he get into someone that we're going to trust to take care of the ball? If that's the case, I might push it a little bit.
Now look out, Rodgers lost the football. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31.
Right there, 54, right there. 54 miles. You ain't going nowhere. Hey, watch that. Hey, team 6.
Throwing is Rodgers. It's caught outright by Graham. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Let's go, D. Let's go. Hey, let's get there. You can get it.
Shotgun now for Rodgers. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. Well, Charles, if you think so far the early part of the preseason, who has stood out? If you take a peek back at the draft, the first round, it was pretty deep.
Right? We're talking about defensive players, not a lot of skilled players in the first round. But let's take the quarterbacks very quickly. Kyler Murray, by acclamation, went to Arizona. Everyone excited about it. And I think his team remains excited about his prospects. They're eager to see him play. He became the starter as soon as he was drafted. Daniel Jones, that was a different situation in New York. The fans weren't real excited about him coming in. But the reason they drafted him has a similar demeanor and talent to Eli Manning, and he's acquitting himself quite nicely in the early going. And Dwayne Haskins a little more up and down in Washington, but they love the big arm of this guy, and he's back at home. Remember, he grew up in Potomac, Maryland.
The Packers on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. And again, it's Rodgers. The left side throw complete to Adams. Now the Packers going to burn their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half.
1st and 10 at the 43-yard line.
Check. Watch it. All right. Here we go, T. Get off the field. Alert 3. Back 1. Right there. 54. Right there.
Rodgers now on 1st down. And that is incomplete. So 17 seconds now on the clock here. Jimmy Graham, the intended receiver. And now it's 2nd down.
318. 54. Plant. Mike 5-4. Not today, you are. Not today.
Off the play fake to Jones. Here's Rodgers. And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about. So now it's 3rd and long, because remember, they also lose a down on the grounding call. Again, they'll throw with Rodgers. And that is incomplete. 7 seconds remaining.
Incomplete. Byron Jones on the coverage.
This offense converted once on 4th down earlier. Now they're out there again to try once more. Here we go on 4th down with Rodgers. A desperation heave for the end zone. And they will not be able to hook up there. It's incomplete. So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. As they say here in London, all to play for as we are back underway in the second half. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And with the way this offense has played thus far, to be frank, they got to feel pretty grateful to be in the ball game.
I would agree with you totally, because they've done all of nothing offensively in this game, yet they still find themselves in a position on this drive where a touchdown can give them the lead. They need to take advantage of it.
And they're still looking for that first touchdown here in the 3rd quarter. All they have so far, the field goal. On 2nd and 11 now. Rodgers. Pressure from his right, and he goes down hard, flat on his back. The tank, DeMarcus Lawrence with a sack.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in 3rd and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
On 3rd and long, it's Rodgers. Looking deep for Adams. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off Byron Jones. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line. First possession of the 3rd quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
A solid run on 1st down, gain of 7, leaves them with a 2nd and 3.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
46.
From the 41, Prescott. And oh, look at that, a diving catch. It's a pickup of 17 and a 1st down.
I'd have to say that whenever you see a good post route run, they do not like to let it end without the catch. Hence, that great diving play.
Yeah, lay it up there, let him go get it, and he got it. They'll run on 1st down. Morris, and very little there. He might have gotten a yard. Yeah, I think he got a yard to the 41.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Mike 50. Here we go, 47. Mike's 50. Here we go. 26.
On 2nd and 9, Prescott connects here with a tight end, Blake Jarwin. And this is going to result in another first down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 20-yard line.
And the game just keeps evolving. Big guys running those corner routes, so difficult to cover.
From the red zone now, Prescott. And this is caught for a Cowboy touchdown. Blake Jarwin there to make the grab. And the Cowboys, they push out in front further. Sometimes those tight ends are a mismatch. They found the mismatch there.
And that's exactly why you want to draw up those types of plays, because coverage is just going to go to the natural guys, the guys that make the big plays on the outside. But if you work your tight end into it, that's a tough one for a defense to handle.
Tough. They couldn't handle it. It worked out for 6. Following the touchdown, here's Marr to kick it away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll wind up getting an extra couple yards here for his trouble as he'll bring this one out to the 27. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. Their deficit is 11, 14-3, and needing to get something going here as they come up on 1st and 10. He's going to air one out. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Jalen Smith. And his guys are going to get the football at the 23-yard line.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Following the interception, here's Prescott. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. Well, let's have some fun while we have a minute here. Fantasy drafts are in full swing. I know I've got my family fantasy draft coming up, Charles. Who would be your top 3 picks? I know that you're a noted fantasy football expert, so who would you take?
Well, you've got to start with guys who are going to touch the football and put it in the end zone, right? You got to score points. How about Saquon Barkley with the Giants? You know he's going to run it. He's going to catch it. When they get desperate, they may actually have him return it as well. Alvin Kamara is an absolute matchup nightmare for everyone. And Christian McCaffrey, did he ever come off the field last year? And, you know, this guy, he's a threat to...
Ezekiel Elliott gonna take it the distance. Touchdown, Cowboys. Ezekiel Elliott, his 2nd touchdown of the night. And the Cowboys, they push out in front further. Well, they were just hoping that run would pick up the first. They got the whole enchilada.
And I'm so used to teams on 3rd down, doesn't matter how far they need for a first down, throwing the ball. Instead, they run it, and as you said, picked up the first down, and then some, and then some. In fact, everything, all the way for a touchdown. Terrific play.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4. 2nd and 6, just inside the 30.
At the 29-yard line.
Mike 5-4, Mike 5-4, Mike 5-4. Bang it. Get 300, get 300. Mike 54. Here we go.
Here's Rodgers to throw. Throw left side complete. That's Adams. That catch good for 5. It's third down. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. They'll run it with Jones. No gain on the play there. A nice job defensively. And it likely forces a punt situation on fourth.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
And how about the call here? They need 2 yards in their own territory on fourth down, and they're going to go for it. They do go for it. It's Rodgers. And this is incomplete. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out. And Dallas, they'll take over in terrific field position. Try to get one more in here before the quarter breaks.
Let's go, defense. Let's go.
Play fake. Here's Prescott rolling to his left. And he's going to be taken down. They sack him on what will be the final play of quarter number 3. Got to assume this defense will be charging again here. It's 2nd and 15.
We're going to 52. Check 40. Check 42's the mic. Rip left. Rip. We're going to 54. Why in? Check 13. Gun. Some motion.
Prescott. On the crossing route, he hits his man, Amari Cooper. Touchdown, Cowboys! Amari Cooper, 38 yards. And the Cowboys, they push out in front further. They were still throwing with a comfortable lead here late, and now that lead even more comfortable.
And your first thought is there bad blood that went into this one ahead of time, that maybe they're seeking some revenge or they just don't like them? But the other thing that always hits me is, are they worried about playoff positioning? Right? Are they worried about, do you need enough points in case there's a tiebreaker that comes into play later?
This is taken about 7 yards deep. And not a great return here. He'll make it back only to the 10-yard line.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And last time this unit was out here, costly turnover, and then that turned into 6 points. They've got to make amends.
And how many times have we sat in meetings with coaches and they use the term complementary football? Offense take care of the defense, defense take care of the offense. That didn't happen on the last possession. This is a chance for them to pick themselves back up and help their team.
Yeah, we'll see if they can recoup and recover. A good run there on first down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2. On second down, it's Jones. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher third down looming. From the gun on third down, Rodgers. Caught on the right side by Jones. And they work this well upfield across the 45. It's a gain of 20 and picking up the first.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
A good pickup there, 21 yards. To throw is Rodgers. Gets this to his running back, Aaron Jones. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Good work after the catch. Gets him 15 and a first down. Rodgers now a perfect 8 for 8 to start the second half. Not bad. 1st and 10. To throw, it's Rodgers. A throw caught by Kumaro. And they'll lose yardage here. Knocked back to the 19-yard line. A pass for negative yardage, obviously no good. Maybe he shouldn't have thrown it, or maybe he shouldn't have caught it.
And I think we were seeing it at the same time, weren't we? Maybe you let that one go, right? Because you can see the lost yardage about to develop. But that goes against every instinct of a receiver. They're taught to catch everything. So it's really hard to be mad at him and yell at him for trying to make that play.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Rodgers looking end zone, but it's incomplete. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense that's well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure. The backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
9th play of the drive coming up, and certainly not an easy one on 3rd and long. Now it's Rodgers. And he has it complete. And they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
64.
They'll try and run it in with Jones. And he'll take this one in for a Packer touchdown. Taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Packers make some inroads here on that deficit.
And we know they won't get their names in the stat sheet, but the offensive line has to get all the credit for that touchdown run. Tremendous job of blocking, paving the way for the 6 points.
So now Rodgers will lead the Packers up to go for 2.
Get 300. Get 300.
From the gun, it's Rodgers. Steps away to his left. And he'll get in. And they're going to draw themselves 2 points closer. Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. Now a hit and a loose football. And the Packers pick it up. And he will bring this one back. A fumble return for a Green Bay touchdown. So problems here on special teams, and it results in the scoop and the score.
They talk all the time on special teams about keeping your head on a swivel, trying to see the whole field. Hard to do when things are going that fast, bodies all over the place. You're just trying to find the right guy to align yourself with. On that play, wow.
The defense more than did its job. Now the offense is summoned onto the field as they'll go for 2.
Hey, alert. Zoom. Hey, we don't like the 48 right now. Let's go. Zoom. Back north. Hey, zoom.
Shotgun now for Rodgers. And they're going to get the 2-point conversion. Caught in the end zone. And that cuts the lead a bit further. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. This game was really a tussle, seemed like just a moment ago, and now they've got the momentum. A couple of scores on their last pair of drives, and a 2-score lead. I think here now you go conservative, right? Run the football, work the clock.
You know, I usually agree with you, but I'm going after him right here. I want to put this bad boy away. I wouldn't be afraid to throw it. They've got all the confidence, all the momentum on their side. Go ahead and take your dagger shots and try and finish this one off.
I disagree vehemently. I say run the football. You've got the lead.
Well, let's watch it and find out who's right.
Again, it's Elliott. After getting stuffed on first down, not much better there. 2-yard gain. And now we'll see a timeout used on defense as they stop it right out of the break with 1:57 to go in the ballgame. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
Hey, you're on an island over there. Hey, kill. Go to 54. Line in. Slap. 24 is the mark.
And the blitz does come. Cooper's got it. A big play here for Dallas. 44 yards.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. But big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great, and what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big gain. Throwing here, Prescott. Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Elliott. A gain of 4 on the play, and that'll make it 2nd down. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6.
Hey, kill. 47. That's it. 24 is the mic. Hey, watch the ball. Go. Get out there. Switch.
Prescott to throw. And he almost had it defensively. Could have been a game changer there in this second half. Instead, it's 3rd down.
I think he's taking an awful chance with the football right there. You've got to lead, you've got to protect it, and he's taking chances putting it out there in a little bit of jeopardy.
Especially in a spot like this, 4th quarter, as you said, trying to cling to that advantage.
Yeah, that one probably should have been picked, huh?
47. 24 is the mic. Hey, let's get in home. 24 is the mic. Pick me up. Here we go. Let's go. 24 is the mic. Here we go.
Now Prescott. And he'll have his man. That's Cooper. And this is going to result in another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 15-yard line. Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw. That is caught. It's Cooper for the Cowboy touchdown. Amari Cooper with his 2nd touchdown of the night. And the Cowboys, they push out in front further. So Dak will bring the Cowboys up to go for the 2-point try. They'll throw again. Prescott to the end zone, but it's incomplete. Protection was great. He had time to set up a campsite. But in the secondary, though, they were ready.
And I think that in most places on the field, if you have that much time to throw the ball, someone's going to shake free and you'll find an open receiver. But condensed near the goal line on a 2-point conversion, all that extra, there's not any extra field. So it kind of closes in on them, and that allows you to cover a little bit better.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. They can't do much at this point, partner. This one is going to go down in the loss column.
You don't make up for what has happened during the game. In this sequence here, maybe you hand it off and let someone run the ball if you so choose. But otherwise, just kneel down, call it a day, and try and prepare going forward.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Rodgers now to throw again. Flushed out right. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off Byron Jones. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line. Of course, they had the option, and they choose to not take the penalty.
They like the results of the play that they just ran, and they elect to let them stand.
Hey, kill! 47, 26.
Well, Prescott here to throw. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. Looking for Cooper, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Darnell Savage. And that will write a finish to this ball game.